My patio space has become useless now that it's the winter. Let's change that. Adding in this door that exits from our bedroom and essentially unlocking this whole new outdoor living space has been quite literally one of my favorite things that we've done to the house. But now that it's winter, it's really lost a lot of that cozy charm that made it so nice. I mean, my beautiful patio chairs are freezing cold because they're metal. All of the nice patio stones I put down, you can't even see because of the snow. And the most depressing of all is my wildflower garden has now wilted because it's the winter and it's just kind of sad to look at. Oh, my poor babies. Which, speaking of this garden, I know that there's a lot of green thumbs watching this video because you all had a ton of advice for me when I first put in this garden. I'm speaking directly to you. What do we do about our gardens in the winter? Because I've been researching and there is just so much conflicting advice out there and no clear answers. Especially not a lot of clear answers for people that have flower gardens in very cold temperatures. A lot of the advice is about like food producing gardens and what to do with those over the winter, but I just want to know what to do for my wildflowers because they don't look happy right now. So the majority of the advice that I've been reading is to do nothing, which I'm very surprised by because when you get into gardening, the advice always is do everything all the time. But from what I can tell, the reasoning is that the snow will insulate the roots and keep them good over the winter, and it's best to just let them do what they do, which is sleep. I mean, same girl. Over the winter, I just want to sleep too. But I mean, I do know that some of this is not going to come back in the spring at all. And I have seen that some light chopping to the top can be helpful, so maybe we'll give a few of them a little bit of a snip. Anything that's really sticking out of the snow a lot. I'll see you guys again in the spring. Well, a new version of you. This makes me nervous though, because somehow when it comes to gardening, I always do it wrong. Please leave your comments below. However, it might be too late for some of this. I don't know. While I'm also in cleanup mode, let me put these chairs away for the winter and we can bring them back out in the spring. I think I am gonna leave these lilies though. They're already very close to the ground and will probably get covered in snow in no time anyways. And there is, I've read, some benefit to leaving some plant life to decompose. It's good for your soil and even good for some of the little bugs that are trying to hibernate underground over winter. Okay, it's looking a little better in here. A little less forgotten and a little more thoughtfully maintained, shall we say. Okay, so now that I have that front area kind of back to a blank, clean slate, let's talk about the vibes that I want. So I've been lucky enough a few times in my life to have visited these Nordic style spas, and I'm not trying to be dramatic here, but I truly think it's changed my life. Since it generally incorporates like an outdoor experience, maybe there's a cold plunge pool, you might go in the winter when there's snow on the ground, it's given me a really nice, cozy, almost self-care association with the cold. Because there's not a lot of times that I'm outside cold, but also feeling like, wow, this is so nice. Maybe this is a me specific feeling, but it's true. So these experiences and those feelings are what I'm trying to replicate at home. I mean, minus an actual cold plunge pool and a working sauna, but think like the cozy element of sitting around a big fire in big chairs, very relaxed and at peace. That's the vibe. Some of these places I've traveled to have been out of the country entirely, and maybe you've got some traveling planned as well for this time of the year. And if so, you need to know about today's sponsor, Airlo. Trusted by over 20 million travelers worldwide, Airlo is an eSIM store that allows you to buy digital SIM cards to over 200 destinations. Now, the reason this is beneficial to you is that typically when traveling outside the country, you can be charged outrageous roaming fees that add up very quickly. So the old school workaround to this was getting a physical plastic SIM card from your new location and putting that in your phone. Now, this leads to a ton of plastic waste, and often you're getting a brand new phone number this way, which makes things very confusing when trying to communicate with people back home. Airlo, however, can be accessed directly through an app on your phone, so there's no physical SIM card swapping, and you get to keep your original phone number. So all you have to do is download the free Airlo app, purchase an eSIM for the destination of your choice, install it and activate it as soon as you arrive, and you are instantly connected. And when you do, make sure you use my code SORRY3 for $3 off your first eSIM.
I can tell you from personal experience that the single most frustrating way to travel somewhere new is by trying to do it relying just on Wi-Fi, no cell service. So you're on the road and your map's not loading anymore, so now you're driving in circles, or maybe you're in the city and you're running around trying to catch a free signal anywhere so you can find out where you should go for dinner. All of this is eating into your very precious vacation time, and it's just not worth the stress and hassle, trust me. Just do yourself the biggest favor and download the Airlo app so you can feel confident and at ease when traveling this time of year. The app is entirely free to download, and use my code SORRY3 for $3 off your first eSIM.
So, to replace my metal patio chairs for the winter, I'm bringing in the classic mMskoka chair. Yes, it is a mMskoka chair to me, not an Adirondack chair. I said what I said. It is what it is. Outdoor furniture, especially in a climate that receives a lot of different seasons, is tricky because a lot of it just doesn't hold up. And the last thing you want to do is buy something that needs to be replaced every single year. What a waste on both materials and your wallet. So I've gone with an option that is super high quality, very weather resistant, made from 100% recycled materials, and made in Canada. It is checking all the boxes. So let me get this open, and I think it's gonna require some assembly. I apologize in advance for my sniffling. I'm crying. I'm just like a mess. It's cold out. It's getting to me. I'm feeling it. I'm trying to enjoy it. So some people process their feelings in talk therapy. I apparently process mine while building furniture outside in the snow. And I've just sort of had this thought that kind of the way that I'm figuring out how to make this outdoor space work for me during these winter months is kind of a really nice metaphor for the way that I'm sort of dealing with my seasonal depression, in the way that I also shouldn't have to exist as like a useless space, just counting down those days until I feel good again. If you have not heard me mention this before, I struggle very badly with the season changing in the late fall, early winter months. It's something that I've struggled with my entire adult life. Now, I'm a very rational person, and I like to try and think my way out of or through problems, but I know that that's not always possible, especially with something like this. There are real biological changes that are happening, and that's not something you can just logic your way out of. It's a fact. We produce less serotonin and more melatonin this time of year, which is the power combo for feeling sad and sleepy. It is true. This is science. I have done the research. But I've still really been trying to think through like why this time of year feels especially hard for me beyond the chemistry. And I do think that it sort of feels like I lose a part of myself this time of year, like the version of myself that can be out till 9 p.m. in a tank top, enjoying the weather. I don't have access to that. I don't have access to her. And maybe without that, it's almost like I don't know who I am in the winter. So perhaps instead of just feeling like a shell of myself for these few months, I'm going to try to work on meeting the winter version of myself. Because I know she exists. She has to. She just likes different things. Like, for example, I have been taking Danny on nice winter walks through the trails behind our house and have really been enjoying that. And that's not to say that you're not allowed to have a favorite season, because mine is absolutely summer. But I think what it does mean is that you're allowed to exist and enjoy life in the other parts of the year. Each season can be a different version of you, not a lesser one. Right? It's deep stuff, guys. I think I'm onto something. I will touch on this a little more in this video, but if you've been enjoying my ramblings and you've watched this far, I have to ask you a question. Why are you not subscribed? It is entirely free for you to do and would mean the world to me. And Think about this. Over the past holiday season, how many gifts have you been able to give that cost you nothing and were so meaningful? Here's one right now. And to the ones that were already subscribed, you know I love you and I appreciate you with all my heart. I am gonna carry on building these chairs and I'll catch up with you shortly. Okay, all 4 chairs are built and I don't know if you can see, but the snow is just coming down. It's actually quite magical. Okay, we've got a cozy little seating area going on, but I feel like we want to be huddled up around something, perhaps something a little warm. Now, in our house, I'm like literally getting soaking wet here. Now, in our house, we already have a functional wood burning fireplace that we use every day in the winter to keep the house warm. And keeping that going in and of itself is already a ton of work. So I think if we're talking about an outdoor fire situation, I want to do myself a favor and make this one a little bit easier to use. Let me go get it. Okay, let's hope I can do this safely. Woo! Hello! Okay, that's the first stage. Here we go. Oh my god. Oh, that's so nice. So this is a propane burning outdoor fire pit, and I did a lot of research before landing on this one specifically because most outdoor fire pits just burn a flame, which looks nice, it's cozy to sit around, but it doesn't do a ton for producing a lot of heat, especially when we're in a place like this, which is actually very cold. This one, however, has a radiant burning ring on the outside, and that's gonna do the most to give you a ton of heat, which if you're burning propane, you wanna make sure it's actually doing something for you. No use sitting around a cozy flame if I'm actually not gonna be that warm. But I can tell you already, this is so cozy, this is so beautiful. I never wanna leave. I'm gonna link this one for you in the description if you're considering. So far, so good. So I think I'm just gonna spend the rest of the day enjoying this moment, honestly, and I will catch up with you tomorrow. Bye. Good morning. Okay, we're starting in my car today because we're gonna go out and do a little thrifting day together. I feel like it's been so long since I've done like a thrift with me segment in a video and I've been missing it. And this just feels appropriate right now. I say this because I feel like we've got a really good start on the functional fundamentals of this space and now we're on to decorating. Yes, I know. Even an outdoor space can be decorated. It deserves to be decorated, honestly. Decorating to me is kind of like that glittery finish you put on a space. It's a great way to make it interesting and it's a great way to make sure it's representing you and the style you're trying to represent. And if you want to know the secret to fast tracking that process, it's thrift. Thrifter items. They're guaranteed to be much more interesting, much more one of a kind that way. I made a list because I'm gonna get sidetracked so quickly today if I don't have a list to guide me. Let's talk about what's on this list. Okay. Vintage skis or vintage snowshoes. Anything that's like vintage ski chalet is kind of like a vibe I'm trying to bring into this space. Lanterns could be a vibe to place around. Mini pine trees, possibly faux, because I would love to add more pine to this area, but I'm not looking to do any more real gardening right now. Any good throw blankets that I don't mind bringing outside. And any string lights or Christmassy style lights that I can just hang around the space to make it extra cozy. Okay, so I have 3 different antique vintage market malls that I want to hit up today. Don't know if we're gonna make it to all 3, but let's just start and see what we find. Okay, I'm excited. I feel also it's good to give these antique malls a break sometimes so you're not seeing the same thing. It's been a while since I've been, so I'm hoping for a whole new stock to peruse through. So I'm literally in this store for 2 seconds and look what I found. This color is beautiful too. Okay, really excited by this. Okay, stunning lamp. These, I don't know, are they just like a little dish? But they're so beautiful. This kind of mother of pearl. Little baby tree. I think it's a bit too small though. It's so the right theme. Retro ski chalet thermos. I don't need like prop accessories, but do I? Do I need another retro ashtray?
No. This one is massive though and such a good price. Oh, I probably shouldn't. I don't know what this is, but it's calling to me. Is this like a children's toy? I don't know. Hold on. Let me read the tag. Oh, napkin rings. Okay, this is really beautiful actually, how each one's like a different shape and a different tone. I don't know. I'm loving this. Okay, here's another pair of skis. They're much bigger though, and then therefore more expensive. I don't know if I need like a full-size pair. Clearly this is the right time of year because look, there's snowshoes down here, more skis back here, got lots of options. This just reminds me of my little robot bar cart, even though he's like a metal version. Is so cute. Okay, extremely successful first stop. That place was so busy, by the way. I think because they were having a big 20% off sale, which ended up being very good for me. I will give you the haul of everything that I get today later on, but we still have more stops, so let's keep going. Also, the guy working at this place looks like Gerard Way, and it kept throwing me, and like I was blushing, okay? You know who would love this, I have a feeling? Drew. Lone Fox Drew. This just feels like so up his alley with these little tiny drawers. Okay. For just like, it's probably about like 7,000 American. Drew, just come on up, cross the border, and it's yours. So these are the kind of blankets that I had in mind, but they're around $200 per, which I know that they hold their value, but it's a little much for an outdoor blanket. I don't know. I think I'm going to keep looking because I feel like I'll find more of these. This just reminds me of my little Danny boy. I don't want this painting, but this looks like Danny. Are these too vintage? I don't know why I want this bird. It's so like 60s Beverly Hills Hotel, Palm Springs, tropical chic. Should I take it? Am I going to regret this one? I do not need more plates and bowls, but if I did, these would be them. Oh, I love this pattern. This is so fun. This is a phone. Are you joking? She is the chicest thing I've ever seen.
She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment. Now come on now.
Okay, these are the kind of lanterns I had in mind when I said lantern, but now that I'm seeing them, I don't know. Do they feel a little too, dare I say, basic? I don't know. Now I don't know what to do. Okay, not as good as the first place. Stuff tend to be a little more expensive there. I found some blankets, but yeah, too expensive. But I have one last stop, so I'm feeling hopeful still. Okay, starting off with already some more blankets, and this one is a much better price already. This lantern down here that's wooden I really like, but I feel like it won't hold up outside. Do I need to upgrade the size of my disco ball in my house? Yes or no? This one is massive. These boots are incredible. Solid rhinestone bedazzled cowboy boots. They're almost my size too. These are unreal. I wish that I had a Taylor Swift concert to go to. Okay, not quite what I was picturing for the outdoor space, but for my house, oh, I don't know, I might need this. And just when I thought this is exactly what I've been looking for, it's not for sale. This is a display piece. I think this is a sign I'm ending my day here. Okay, I'm back now. Let me show you everything that I got. So starting off, I did end up finding a blanket that I could live with the price of because so many of them were very, very expensive. I think this one was maybe $60, but 100% genuine vintage wool. And I like it because it's in this really nice gray and black stripe pattern. And I don't think I'll mind bringing it outside because it's already dark. If it gets wet, if it gets a little dirty, I'm not gonna be precious about it. It's a great, solid, just warm blanket to bring outside. Next up, this is not really related to this video because I did not need this, but I saw this and I was intrigued. My napkin ring holders, I love that they're so uniquely shaped and so special. They feel very mid-century to me. And at first I was thinking I don't have like enough uniform napkins to use this for, so I'm not gonna get them. But then I ventured further into that booth and found this set of essentially brand new, but still vintage Danish orange napkins. I think it was calling to me. Look at the print on this. It's so fun. It's like a little orange slice print almost. And the tag says made in Denmark, which we love to see. So yes, not for this video, but just a little personal purchase for myself. Let's do this. Let me give you the full picture here, friends. Literally stunning. She's ready. Let's have a dinner party. Yeah, adorable, adorable. And those are about $30, so pretty good. Now we know I had lanterns on my list, and like I said, I was originally imagining a more modern silhouette of a lantern, but I kept coming across this very, very vintage style one, and something about it grew on me. So I have two of them. These are both $25, and my hope is that I can get these open and put a candle in them. I know they're meant to be oil burning lanterns. I don't know that I would trust operating it that way anymore, but if I can get a candle in there, I think it's gonna look really adorable. Okay. Now the question is, how do you light it? That is a very good question. Can I get this in there while it's lit? Maybe. Let's find out. Oh my goodness. Haha! Haha! Wow! Look at that! And I'm gonna say it just so that I've said it. I'm taking this outside. This is gonna be an outside item. I feel a lot safer about this burning outside, especially in the winter. But I can't believe that's working, and it's burning no problem. It's not suffocated at all. Such a vibe. Such a vibe. And then to carry on with more of that vintage winter sort of ski chalet vibe, I found these. Both of these I think are going to look so cool, starting off with this pair of snowshoes. I was amazed at how many of these and skis that I saw while I was out, and I think it's maybe just that time of year, and both this and the pair of skis I'll show you I got at 20% off, so they're both about $40 I think, which I think is a really good deal. So these are the snowshoes, and then to pair with them, I got these skis, which the color, it just brings me so much joy. It's this really nice, like, I don't know if this is red or orange. It's a very warm, just like cozy, wintry red color. And I don't know if these are children's skis or just smaller adult skis, but I like that they are similar in scale to the snowshoes. And my plan for these is to hang these outside on either side of my door as a form of outdoor decor. Now, how I'm gonna do this is by permanently affixing both of these together in a cross shape. And I'm doing this because hanging them as a solid unit I think will be easier than hanging them individually. Honestly, the back being this mustard yellow is a vibe too. Look at that. And then to actually hang them, instead of hanging them on the vinyl siding, I'm actually gonna suspend them from wires coming from my deck, which is the area above this place. Oh my God. These eye rings are frozen to this chair. Oh, there we go. That's why they say don't lick a metal pole in the winter, because that freezes really fast. The reason being is I don't want to put holes in the vinyl siding because that could lead to any unwanted leak issues. But the deck, however, it's old. It probably needs to be replaced the next few years anyways, so I don't mind putting little hooks in this temporarily so that we can hang things from it. And lastly, speaking of hanging things from the deck, I also picked up a box of string lights. I also want to hang these from the deck as well to just make that area underneath glow. There is nothing that an Edison string bulb can't fix, I swear. It just cozies up any place, makes it feel cheery and homey, and I can see it in my head. This is gonna look so beautiful hung in this space.
This I did not thrift. This is a literal stump I pulled from my backyard, and I was thinking, what's a better side table that's guaranteed to stand up to the elements other than something that's literally been sitting in them for the past several years? I think she's perfect. So it's January now, we're in the new year. Myself and the whole TSG team have been spending a lot of time thinking about what we want this upcoming year of content to look like, and I think it makes a lot of sense to get input from you so you can help shape this next year of content. In the description below, there's a link to a questionnaire to fill out. It takes just a few seconds, and it's really going to help us just get a better sense of the kinds of things that you want to see from us. So check it out. Link is right there in the description. Thank you all so very much. So speaking of the new year and goal setting, I want to know, is this something that you guys do? I feel like my relationship with New Year's goal setting has changed a ton over my life. Like originally I was all about it. You know, new notebook, write a big list, be very aspirational. And then I think I went through that phase where I fell out of favor with it, as we all do. Like I thought, why wait until the new year to make a change about your life? If you want to do something, just do it now. But now I think I fall somewhere in the middle where yes, that's true. If you want to change something, do not wait until a specific day. But I also feel like if you never set any real time aside to reflect, then it's so easy to get stuck in that zoomed in day-to-day routine that we don't often make space for these big ideas to come and big reflections and big changes we're looking to make. Which has now brought me back full circle to, yeah, why not make it January for the time of goal setting? Things are a little slower, obligations are a little less, and maybe we have more mental space to think about these big picture questions. The trap that I tend to fall in with goal setting is I'm very all or nothing with it. Like I either want to uproot my entire life and do something so different, or I don't want to make any changes at all. Can anyone out there relate? Please let me know. And this leads me to questions like, am I in the right place in life? Am I doing the right thing? Is there another version of me out there that would be happier? Woof. And these are big, overwhelming questions that don't have a nice, easy answer. But I saw a TikTok the other day that totally shifted things for me. I'll put it on screen here. It gave me such an aha moment out of nowhere. But essentially the message was, instead of mourning all the lives that you may never get to meet, go visit them. Go spend time with each one. You don't need to uproot your entire life to go chase another hypothetical one. You can sample it. Go date these other versions of yourself. For example, if you picture a version of yourself that lives in the mountain, then just go spend a weekend, take a trip away, and see what that's like. I personally don't think it's ingenuine to try something once and then never do it again. I consider it a win, and you've learned something about yourself. So going into this year, I'm prioritizing a ton of mini experiences, tiny experiments with different versions of myself. It doesn't need to be a lifelong commitment, a massive reinvention, just little visits. And maybe today we start with the version of myself that thrives in winter, goes to the chalet on the weekend, and has made peace with the cold. Thank you all so much for joining me on this project, and we will see you again very shortly where Rochelle is bringing you an incredibly clever IKEA hack that is perfect for small spaces. We'll see you then. Bye!